Hey world, how you doing? We've missed you. Hope you're having a good really anything. I hope anything is good for you. That is my sincere and genuine hope. I hope that something for you is good right now. And I'm rooting for you, whoever you are. And you're beautiful. All those things are true. We're back. We've been on hiatus for a little while. Some of us are back. One of us is going to be back later. But for now, at least we're back, and we're gonna play some RPGs to entertain ourselves, and by consequence, since we're doing it in public, also you. Whoa, how convenient. Um, so let's. Wow, it's been a while. So let's just do a quick reintroduction of everyone, if that's cool. Can we do that? Is that okay? So tell me who you are, I guess, and tell me, I don't know. I feel like I should do like icebreakers or something. Why do I want to do icebreakers? That's such a bad habit. What's your favorite sandwich? There you go. Um, do you like sandwiches? And what's your favorite one? No, this is a horrible thing. No, never mind. Just tell me who you are. Uh, Round the circle. Top left is the person who plays Thomas.
If y'all think for a second I'm not going to talk about sandwiches, there's around the Baltimore area a chain of grilled cheese little restaurants, cafe restaurants called Grilled Cheese and Company. And oh my God, so they have this sweet grilled cheese sandwich with like some kind of like, oh, I even forget what it's called. It's like Swiss-ish, but they also put like Nutella stuff and like what's it, a raspberry compote in there.
Mm.
And they use this amazing bread, but they also have a really good buffalo chicken grilled cheese sandwich that's like fabulous. So best sandwich place ever. And
So your
also
favorite sandwich is a dessert grilled cheese?
it's tied with the buffalo. And
Okay.
actually, ooh, it's also tied with the frickin' brisket from Schwartz in Montreal, which is like an institution in Montreal. If you ever go to Montreal, go to Schwartz. Schwartz's or Chez Schwartz because language laws. But oh my god, sorry, there's some really good sandwiches on this earth. Um,
I feel like I know more about you, so I'm gonna call this successful.
yeah.
Although to be fair, you haven't said your name.
Oh, I'm Sarah.
Hi,
um,
Sarah.
with an H.
And
Um,
and who do you play, Sarah?
I play Thomas Dagmar. He is a warlock, an warlock of the Archfey, and um, we're all level 8. That happened recently. Um, Not sure what else to say about him. Should I give like background on
I don't know how necessary
the
it
character?
is.
Yeah,
I
he's doing
I'll
okay. He's really busy, which is great
yeah,
because I'm really busy because I just started my library science semester and I'm taking 3 classes. But yeah, he's got a city that's falling down around him and he's trying to keep parts of it together. So
sounds good.
cheers.
I had this idea, but we didn't. But I forgot to prep for it with you guys at all. Where we were gonna with our month-long hiatus of actual time skip, we were gonna reconvene and call this new thing season two, and reintroduce everything and kind of start fresh a little bit. Except that I totally 100% forgot to do any of that because I did.
That explains a lot about the Sunday game because I was wondering what that was all
Yes,
about.
that is exactly what that is all about, and I was planning on doing that with several of the games. In fact, ideally with all of them, since we're thinking about changing some formatting things here on the channel a little bit. But I wanted to do it naturally, and I forgot that this was like a perfect place to do it. So, oh well, we'll do it at the next natural break or something like that. We'll make that work. Excellent. Well, thank you, Sarah, so much for that lovely introduction to you and Thomas. Going clockwise around the circle. Oh, that's me. Hi, I'm Matthew. I run RPGs for a living and also am a music teacher and juggle a busy schedule like that. Also, right now, my life is very much about my brother who's trying to finish his dissertation for philosophy, and I want to support him as best I can. Also, my lungs have decided to give out on me, so I'm a little sick. If I pause and cough a lot, I apologize. I will try to mute in time so that you don't have to listen to me hack up a lung. Continuing clockwise, we have the person whose label is Juniper. Juniper, what's your real name?
Hi, I'm Faye, and I play Juniper. Juniper is a foxfolk wizard um, who is just trying to get by, going through her own Bildungsroman almost, just a little bit. And yeah, that seems to be it. Best sandwich I ever had was in a very small place next to a shoe store in Key West, which is no longer in business, but best sandwiches ever, only $2 choice.
Is that if you're gay or just for everybody?
If you were local.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah,
I'm
that's
feeling the best
basically
sandwich I've ever had, and it's been a while. I had a really good panini the other day, but
Oh, nice.
I roasted some eggplant and some peppers, and sauteed everything and marinated everything in some nice spices, and then put it on a panini press. It was good. It's the best I had recently. And the person who's labeled Kazan.
Me, Nia, no longer in Georgia, now in New York. I play Kaz, whose future is very unknown. Asimar, Vengeance Paladin, that's all you gotta know. My future is also very unknown, but what I do know for a fact is I love grilled cheese. But it doesn't have to be anything special. It can just be any bread, any cheese. The bread doesn't have to be bread, as long as there's cheese.
Does the cheese have to be grilled?
Nope.
So if there's cheese, then it's good.
Yeah.
Does
so cold out the bag? It's fine.
So
do we have
two
to call it a
slices of
sandwich?
cheese with cheese in the middle.
Oh.
Okay. So even if it's just a single slice of cheese, that's good.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm I just agree with you. I think cheese is just delicious. Who doesn't like cheese?
God, we're so smart.
Lactose
We're all so
intolerant.
wise.
I suddenly feel like this game should have like a wine and cheese component, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh my God, season 2,
No.
cheese is the new potatoes.
Yeah, no, ours has a potato component.
Cheesy potatoes can be a thing. Taco Bell.
Okay. So we've had a time skip for our characters of around a month. So let's narrate a little bit about sort of the global actions that have happened during this month, and combine that with some other, and then look back at sort of what you guys have been doing over the course of the month. We'll sort of take the time to narrate some of that before we dive into anything like beliefs today, because I want to skip through the month and see what happens broadly through it. Maybe get a couple of small scenes out of it, and then work forward. Does that sound fair? Cool. Then here's the deal. The no good, awful, horrible night of awfulness, when the covering came down, led to a lot of chaos. It also led to a certain political leader almost being assassinated, but instead being saved, which led to a different political leader, namely Primarch Magli Blackice, declaring war on the Kava. Right now, that war is sort of in a holding pattern. The Kava is a little bit distant from any of the main armies. And I think that you guys are clever enough spies to know that Primarch Magli Blackice absolutely intended to start a war, but his intention was not to start it against the Kava. His intention was to start it against Sunera. You guys have found enough evidence now to sort of point in that direction. And so he was very prepared for a war against Sunera. He was not prepared for a war against the Kava. But he wanted a war. Why did he want a war? Well, primarily to do a couple things, but first and foremost, to cement his power. And so over the course of this last month, anyone who's speaking against the Primarch is treated with suspicion. Anyone who claims that his actions are possibly not the correct actions is referred to as Unchalestrin. People have started using no sea legs or dirt lover as insults, claiming it's offensive, right? It's supposed to be offensive. It's claiming that you don't belong here in some way, shape, or form. And in general, it is a bad time for people in the city. The war itself is actually, at this point, pretty minor. For whatever reason, and people who watch our other streams may know, The Kava is responding to the war more or less with peace. They're not letting them enter their borders, but there's not an army there yet. So it's easier for them to they're not being aggressive either. Which is I guess the one piece of good news. But Blackice has been gathering an army, and he is sending that army marching north. So things are going bad in general. When disease hits the city, for whatever reason, a new illness, a wasting sickness that causes people to lose a fair amount of weight to all sorts of gross medical conditions, has struck the city and is overwhelming the city's temples. And something about this seems to be almost resistant to clerical healing. There's something in it that is not a good thing. It's spreading relatively quickly, but it's not insanely fast, and it hasn't left Racy yet. So yeah, there's a lot of problems in the city. Diplomats from Terra Vest and the Grand Accord and the Order of Starlight have been spending lots and lots of time here in Racy, trying to negotiate peace. The Kava has sent a famously gregarious and loud diplomat to the floating city of Terra Vest to negotiate peace, and he's sent some assistance as well around, and to Racy and places like that. Magli has been spending a fair amount of time here in Racy. He's been asked multiple times to go to Terra Vest to negotiate peace, but instead sends people in his place. And right now we're in a little bit of a dark holding pattern. Everyone knows that things are going to get worse before they get better. It is the hour of the wolf in our colloquialism, but it is a little bit of a holding pattern. For now, at least. Over the last month, Kazan has been absent. No one has heard from her. Beyond knowing that she's all right, no one has spoken to her. Where she is, what she's doing, none of you are aware right now. And with that small caveat, I just want to do a check-in and see what are some things that you guys focused on or did in the last month. Anything that's straightforward and easy, we can just say happens, but we'll narrate anything that's tricky. Should we start with, should we go back and forth? Why don't we go back and forth? We'll do back and forth, and we'll start, of course, how could we not start with Thomas?
Oh, God. Well, you know him. Let me get back to Discord where I have everything written out on his little channel, because there was quite a lot, and I'm not sure where I should start. So I guess I'm just going to read down this. Like, is there a format that I should be following, or?
Just read something and then we'll discuss it and see how it goes. You can skip anything that has to do with reaching Kaz, because you don't reach Kaz.
Even with dragons?
You're welcome to try. If you'd like to spend time trying, I think that's a totally reasonable thing to do. If you want to narrate what you're doing, I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably, I hate to say this, because Kaz is so important, but with everything else that's going on, it's probably not going to be on his radar for the first couple of days, because even knowing the situation that's going down with her brother, or that's just gone down with her brother, he honestly feels that the group as a whole is oriented on protecting people and he would, man, I don't know. I feel like he might get carried away with other tasking. Does that make me or him a bad person?
No.
Okay, so I guess like the first day after everything that goes down, he reached out to the high priest of Akitsung and Seninar on the night of everything. He's also going to reach out to Dawa and Gyatsa's temples, kind of next down the line. Like he wasn't trying to shun them by not reaching out to them first. It just seems like the temples of islands and shelter, respectively, or the gods of such, might be able to provide more support, but that didn't go down that way. But Dawa and Gyatsa are next on his list. The Temple of Dawa is kind of an unknown to him, but if they need assistance as well, or if they're trying to provide relief, he wants to be communicating with them. He's not anticipating a positive response from Gyatsa because Gyatsa and Yemis seem to have been kind of in the same boat about a lot of things. But, you know, he's going to reach out to them to say he did and kind of offer the same, you know, support and communication that he's trying to get off the ground between the temples and the city. He's not really going to reach out to the high priest of Yemis because, I mean, he's literally human and he's very pissed off at them. In his opinion, if the priest wants to make their mistakes, he's going to do their job for them, and he doesn't really need more input from them about that.
Yeah. So Dawa, the Temple of Dawa actually becomes instantly and practically incredibly useful to you. Because a extension of being the god of ships and shipbuilding is the god of trade. And so they are like where Yemis and other temples have been like a disaster zone, they are like hyper organized. And so they actually come to you because you are actually the high priest of the city right now.
Shit, where's his friend?
Good question. She is trying to quell, shall we say, riotous feelings from some of the tribes.
Oh God, love that delegation. Yikes.
Yeah.
So I put a target on his back, and you're like, no, use the big target.
You know. So they come to you with the proposal of like basically reorganizing the structure of everything. So that like different types of refugees will go to different places to sort of help sort out various things and transport between the places and support basically. So they are on their game in terms of helping and supporting. Right now I'm keeping a marker for every sort of major and important organization in the city, based on how much people are in favor of that organization. And you have a couple of things going for you, which are sort of a problem and or a good thing. But all of religion is sort of looked at through the same lens in the city. And so the religious marker, like in general, people view the religions of the city and the priests of the city and the clergy of the city very highly. That's a double-edged sword, as you know, because some of that is you and some of that is Yemis. But Dawa helps take that even higher and gives you guys a little bit more just connectivity. Less people are starving because of this.
Love to see it. Shed a couple tears. Such a relief to be talking to a competent priest.
Yeah. The Gyatsan priests are interesting bunch. They are also quite helpful and are part of the Dawan clan, but don't and sort of maneuver the plan so that the Yemis priests have the least responsibility because they have the least faith in the Yemis priests. And it's the Gyatsans that really cut them out a little bit, which is interesting.
Yeah, it is.
The Gyatsan priests are complicated though, because while they are very supportive of this, they are simultaneously, of course, very supportive of the war with the Kava.
With no reason whatsoever, just like we like to be pugnacious. That's the vibe.
I think an important thing to understand is like people have reasons for doing things, like
Yeah.
individuals. But when it comes to organizations and large scale structures, the priests of war are just like people who believe that war is a good thing, right? We have an army, we should be using it, right? That's sort of how they feel.
Interesting cats.
Um, they are also they tend to be particularly good at healing magics. So
Damn
they,
it.
they come in a little bit of handy. Not that they're not helping, because they are helping. Remember, they're definitely helping, but
Yeah, no, I know. But
they're
like
helping and yet disagree with certain things, which makes it a little bit messy.
fooey.
Um, so in general, the vibe in the city is definitely very pro religion, with all that double-edgedness, and also the four biggest temples are all doing like good work. Those that are quote unquote less competent are being overseen by those who are more competent. Because there are those that are less competent, it is more on your plate to deal with them, of course. But
You're
broadly,
welcome.
that's how that's going. That feel good. That feel like that answers that hiatus.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Let's go check in with Juniper.
All right. Okay, so let me see what will work, because I know some of it was like, I'm going to hang out with Kaz, but that's not possible. Okay, so one of the things that Juno was going to do was to very minor thing of just helping Thomas in the temple in her spare time. Morale obviously sucks right now. So, you know, in times of stress and war and plague and everything, the arts are very important. And there are probably a bunch of children and stuff. So I would assume she would do like some kind of like, you know, when she comes in at night before she talks to Thomas about various things, she'll do like a little like illusion puppet show where the kids tell stories and she makes it come to life kind of thing. Because you gotta. So that's one thing.
Yeah,
Um
let's. I just want to. You're doing this regularly?
I would say that she would like to do it regularly, because she also is talking to Thomas regularly
Mhm.
and kind of helping him out a little bit.
So, if no one objects, I just want to reward this for a second. Are you trained in performance?
Let me see. I should be, but I'm probably not. No, I mean I have like a +2, but I'm not proficient.
I would like to give you proficiency in performance for practicing this regularly.
Oh, thank you. Um, but yes, she would do that, and I'm not sure about one thing. I think I might want to save it for after, but she did kind of want to do originally it was to do like a deep dive into looking into how to combine like illusion magic with abjuration magic, but I feel like with the um I think that the sickness would actually be a concern for her. This might be something that would more play out during the actual game.
Mhm.
Um, because I think she wants to try to I think that might end up being her belief, to take
Mhm.
steps to see if the wasting sickness is magical in nature, determine where it started and how the spread has,
That
you
sounds
know.
beautiful.
Yeah, so um but aside from that, she is going
Well,
to,
hold on. We'll
yes.
come back to you. We've got
Yeah,
one
yeah,
for you.
I've babbled.
I'm going to cycle around just to keep everyone active a little bit.
Yeah.
Kazan, hey,
Hi.
how you doing?
You tell me.
Sure. Um, so we're going to start with a brief conversation between you and the person who saved and therefore feels that they own your life.
Uh-huh.
So let's talk about where this conversation takes place. You don't know how you got here. The dirt beneath you is red. There is a single tree about 2 feet to your left, and around you is maybe 15 feet before endless thing that looks like ocean, except that it's purple. And the sky is green. The tree looks bizarrely normal. It looks like a tree that someone planted on like Com Ave or something in Boston. Like it just looks shockingly normal. But everything else about this is just screaming to you, this is a magical location. This is a magical location. You wake up there, not knowing how you got there. And before you is the child. And she looks at you. Child who claims she's Yemis. And says, oh, good, you're up.
Yeah. You brought me here for a reason?
I figured we should have a discussion.
By all means.
I love the ocean.
Okay.
I love Chalestra.
Mm-hmm.
It is my home.
Yeah.
The reefs and the corals, the caves, the land, all bits of it. That's my home.
And
why don't you like Magli?
does it matter to you what
It
I
might.
like, what my opinions are? You asked for my services, and here I am.
I'm trying to decide what to do. Do you not care?
I wasn't under the impression that I would have a choice in the matter.
You don't. But you could sway me.
Sure.
So why don't you like Magli?
Why do you like Magli?
He wants Chalestra to be strong.
Right. Our definitions of strong and what the cost of that strength should be are different. That's all.
So you don't like the method of strength or the form?
You could say. Not when you're going to step on other people just because of the way they look, where they were born.
All leaders step on others.
Sure. That doesn't mean I have to like it.
Okay. Well, we're going to go do some assassinations, okay?
Yeah, figures.
I'm going to take you to some strange places. Some places you've never seen before. Places with weird people and weird cultures and weird steps. You're not going to know anyone there. There's no way for you to. I'm going to tell you someone, and you're going to kill them.
What are you hoping to achieve?
I told you. I want to protect Chalestra.
Let's say I just refuse to keep helping you. What would happen then?
You made an oath.
Yeah. I did.
How would you feel to break your oath?
I'm just speaking hypothetically. I'm curious. What would you do?
I'm much less worried about you breaking your oath than you are.
We'll see.
Strike fast. Strike hard. Don't hesitate.
You don't need to tell me.
Draw your sword. We're going to do our first one right now.
And I draw my sword.
She holds up a finger and says, in 3, 2, 1, and you disappear. Okay. Back to Thomas. Next on your list, Thomas. You're muted.
I just realized that. Sorry. Feels kind of anticlimactic, like kind of whiplash. Well, gosh. Okay. Well, it's just a little thing. I put he's going to like a couple days into relief efforts, he's going to send a message, like kind of a report to the high priest about everything that occurred the first night, the temple's plans for progress moving forward, everything he knows about the reason for the event as relayed to him by his patron, and requesting her supports on efforts prioritizing the well-being of the people of the city as they stabilize versus external affairs.
Yeah, I think relatively quickly you get a message back, a day later maybe at most, saying that while events in the city were traumatic, events in the countryside were traumatic as well.
Oh God.
And so what support can be offered will be offered, but it will be needed to be done in trade rather than in gift.
Of course. No, the way he would have phrased it would have been like asking for her like verbal support.
Yeah.
But once he finds out what's gone down, he's going to, I feel like this happens about 8 to 12 times a day. He's going to have the admin heavy people around him reassess everything for the umpteenth time and see if there's anywhere that they can spare resources to this new area that they've discovered that needs it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Why don't you roll a persuasion check for me?
Okay.
We haven't rolled any dice yet.
Oh God, I have everything but roll 20 up.
Yeah, me too. I'm loading it.
Oh man, it was the perfect crime. I could have gotten away with it.
Well, I'm there now.
Oh.
I beat you.
It's like when you're walking into a class, or when you were able to do such a thing in this world, and you see the teacher going into and you start power walking.
Yep. Back in the day.
When dirt was in research and development and dinosaurs roamed the earth and we could go to places in person.
I like going with my imagination too,
though. This is persuasion?
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. 25s across the board.
Yeah, so I think that like fundamentally you do a really good job at this. I think that like resources are just scarce, but what people can give up, they are giving up to support you.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Okay, fine.
Hopefully we're able to do enough good that people feel like their contributions are being put to good use. So no reason to slack off on that front.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No. I'm tracking a hunger ticker in the city.
Okay.
And this is helping it. You want to do another thing while I'm with you?
Yeah, that was kind of little. Let's see. Yeah, let me do another admin one because they're
Mhm.
both small, so I'll just crunch them both in together.
Yeah.
I'm just reading this like a bad teleprompter. He'll maintain ties with the kitchen/pantries he was helping to support before everything, and send people over there that he can spare, including civilians staying at the temple who are like, hey, I want to help, to lend a hand, carry fruits and vegetables generated by plant growth, which he's pumping into the soil as long as it's viable. Like
Yeah,
when
of
that
course.
soil gives out, we'll figure out what to do then.
Yeah.
This would be a good task to shoo Ivana off to once in a while, despite the wide open opportunity it would give her to run around the city and report on him. He'll reach out to Blackberry's former bakery as well, letting the baker know that Blackberry's doing a bit better and cooking up a storm at the temple, checking if the man needs assistance or is in a position to provide any, and if he wants to liaise with the relief effort like the community kitchens, and if he might be in a position to pressure other local business owners to do the same.
Sure.
So,
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, generally speaking, when you are in people's face and will help, when you are not in people's face and send other people are just less charming and convincing than you. So
Even my pet murderer?
I mean, if you want to kill someone, that's a different thing.
I don't even know where that guy is anymore. He probably beat it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
This was too much for him. And
Coward.
Yeah, well, you know, demons are walking the earth or something.
Kids these days and their lack of fortitude when the world crumbles around them.
Thomas actually believes that too. I love it. So I mean, you're just more compelling than some of your allies, but fundamentally, yeah, you set up a network of food people to help with as best they can. But the real problem is that like we're actually running out of supplies, right? It's not that like people like the bakers and people like that are happy to sell their supplies. They sell them a little higher than you want, but you know that's better than not selling them, and it's better than not having them. But fundamentally, like the problem is that like grain is something that is in short supply, and in our burning that happened in the city, a lot of fishing boats got destroyed, so fish are in short supply, and so like food is just like, and Magli is not the sort of person who really planned for this sort of situation very well, and so the grain silos were empty.
Of course.
Of course, you know, so everything's sort of, so the problem is a supply issue. You are handling the getting it out to people well, and if you find a way to get supply, then you are set up to like distribute it very effectively. Distribution you've got covered, but the supply is the real problem. But yeah, but you know, you do it, and I think that some of the bakeries send like assistants to you to help in your kitchens as well, just to like as a show of good faith, you know. And whenever they come, they also come with whatever baked goods they have to donate to, you know, charity for the week.
Cool. Blackberry can be as in charge of that as he is capable of being, and I'll give him people to help him.
Sounds good. Juniper.
Okie doke. I would say I've already gone over she's studying. That's typical. In this case, she would do something that I think is a long time coming. And when she is alone in the house, which is probably not often because I'm sure she's working a lot as Stepwise's assistant, she wants to search the house and just kind of systematically, like very methodically and slowly and carefully to make sure that it's not like disrupting anything. Try to find information related to the Order of the Ocean or anything that would be useful to them like that in that way, that may be like in the house and potentially, you know, useful to them, because she's starting to think that they need to take the reins of that a little bit more. So it would be things like, you know, she would attempt to use detect magic again, even though that burned very badly. You know, things like that.
Yeah, why don't you roll an investigation check for me?
Okay.
Since you're taking your time and doing this methodically over the course of many days, why don't you make it at advantage?
Okay. 19.
Um, you, while searching and casting Detect Magic, notice something that is incredibly subtle. It's the sort of thing that should stand out to you, but never has. And part of it is that it is magic used to block magic, so that it doesn't pop up on your radar. The only reason that you notice this at all is because you both rolled high and specialize in illusion magic. She has a behind a painting in her room, she has a illusory wall that's very small, and inside of it there seems to be some sort of journal.
Oh. Can I read it?
Of course you can read it.
This is going to be... So she's going to agonize over it, though. Like, it's going to be like she'll discover it, and then over the course of several days, be like, she'll probably go to Samhain and go to Thomas and be like, if there were something that was not yours that you shouldn't look at, should you look at it? Which is ridiculous because she's in a secret order that like specifically spies, but you know.
That's adorable.
Yeah, so after the agony, it's like reading the diary of your sister or something. You gotta. So she's gonna read it.
Okay. It seems to start briefly after when Mela met Illumina Starborn. And the first several, do we call it chapters? I don't know what you call it. Entries. The first several entries in the diary are like kind of grouchy. Like, Illumina tells me that I should be writing this stuff down, so I'm writing it down. Don't know what to say. Right? Just very Mela, old lady grouchiness.
Mm-hmm.
But over the course of reading the diary, you see a evolution where she goes from being someone who is like a supreme doubter. Like, she's got this friend who's super into this Illumina Starboard person, so I'll try to be too. But like, she very gradually and very organically just begins to believe devoutly in peace, in the idea of coming together. Right? She wasn't even a nationalist before she met Illumina Starborn. She was a believer that the best thing for Celestra was actually to cease to be Celestra and return to being individual tribes. And like, who cares if there's some more? Our magic is powerful. We'll win. Right? That was her perspective. But Illumina brought something totally different out of her. And she was able to meet and work with all these wonderful people. You see just glowing conversations about someone from Prion named Penorin Halric, who is just like, Mela Stepwise adores this person, thinks incredibly highly of them, and like, they are a leader that, you know, is in the making. And like, she uses Penorin as like evidence for herself of faith in the future. If the future is going to be people like Penorin, then we are in good hands. That's literally a sentence that she writes in this. There's arguments and confessions as well. And a little bit of frustration because Illumina is very unwilling to take on any position of power. She has a student named Ara Lightpath. And Ara is who she says is going to lead to a certain extent, or organize this. Illumina seems to be almost afraid of like her own popularity and her own success, and is afraid of like becoming a dictator. And so she'll frequently be saying things in conversation like, when I'm gone, or, well, you'll figure this out after I've left. And this leads very organically to an entry from Mela, where she recounts a conversation that she had with Illumina earlier that day, where Illumina requested that Mela be present at a ceremony. And Mela couldn't. She had orders to be elsewhere. From our Celestian leader, and to make a difference there, to go. Basically, she was creating a treaty between a Celestian rebel tribe, and Illumina requested her to be at this meeting, but she felt that her orders on the authority were stronger than her own desires to be at the meeting. And Illumina's last words to her were, well, then I guess this is farewell, and I'll miss you. And Mela writes down this conversation, and you check and cross-reference the date. And of course, the meeting is the one that had the explosion at the Grand Accord that killed Illumina Starborn and so many others.
Oh, dang.
And after that, there are no more entries.
Oh, dang. Okay. Yeah, carefully put that back. Do not say a word of it.
Okay. So Kazan, there's Yemis hanging out with you.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I say the name Yemis, Sarah just gives me the most angry look in this context. Okay. So there's Yemis hanging out with you. And Yemis looks at you and says, "Good job. We've been making short work. You're developing a little bit of a reputation. Now, this next one might be a little bit tricky. It is a representative from... do you care?
Just keep going.
It's a representative from the Illithid Collective. Don't worry, you'd think of him as a bad person. He's a slaver."
And why do you want him dead? Not that I usually ask, but I'm curious. Why this one?
You haven't figured it out yet?
No.
All these people that we've killed, and you haven't been able to figure it out?
What part of me screams brains and intelligence? I usually just do the killing.
Chaos. I want to protect Celestra. The easiest way for us to do that is to foment chaos with anyone who could challenge Celestra. Anyone who might try and take it over. Anything that might cause us little problems down the line.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, you want me to kill this illithid slaver? It's gonna be difficult, you say?
Oh, probably not for you. Just a little tricky. You feeling rested?
Yeah.
I'll protect your mind. Don't worry about that. And 3, 2, 1. And you're teleported somewhere.
So, throughout all these assassinations, do I pick up, or what do I know what kind of targets they are, or who they are?
Yeah, I want you to roll a investigation check.
Okey-doke. No.
Yeah, I mean, she's honestly telling you the truth a little bit, at least from her perspective. She wants to get rid of anyone who might challenge Celestra, who might cause problems for Celestra, and by extension, she's actually kind of protecting the Shimmering Seas. You're traveling around the world, but you are also traveling outside the world. You're going to all sorts of places. And at one point, she actually took you somewhere, and you were traveling from place to place, and she said, "Ooh, let's pause here for a second." And she stopped, and you looked out, and you were looking down, and you've never seen it from this perspective before, but you were looking at S2E1 from space. You were looking at the Celestrian coastline.
Mom?
The moon was not there.
Yeah.
She knows that your mom's there. She's not going to take you there.
Yeah, please. So this is just happening continuously. Do I get any time off or anything?
Yeah. So like her strategy basically with this is that she wants you to go Nova every time to just like remove people. And so like it's honestly usually about, technically speaking, 12 seconds of work a day. But then she just sort of stores you in boring places. In pocket dimensions where there's nothing to do. And you have to sort of entertain yourself.
Oh.
And then she'll just show up and talk to you and say, "Okay, you ready for the next one?"
This is that's something. Yeah, I imagine with nothing to do, it would just be a whole lot of physical training.
Sounds totally fair. Okay, back to Thomas.
Oh, you just described my perfect nightmare. Jesus fucking Christ.
That's where I got it. Sorry.
Fuck. And we don't know about any of this. Oh my god. Next time we can do Juno first, like if you want. Like we don't have to go around a circle. We can go back and forth on a spectrum. Okay. Well, I'm skipping around a little bit from the way that I had it written because like I guess I'll leave like a bigger chunk like towards the last if it's okay.
Sure.
So Oceana would have been a couple days out from port when this all went down. Did she ever make port? He sent a couple messages to her and Fabian via Speedy Courier, but that spell isn't set up for people to be able to respond. So
no, she's waiting to see the situation. She knows better than to land in a city that is in a mess like this, even her own.
Okay.
But, she gets a message to you. It's not from her, but she has some sort of cleric who can cast sending. And she says, Thomas, the city is too much of a mess. Heading further out to sea for now. Do try to keep in touch.
Does he recognize this is the kind of spell that allows responses?
Yes, it's a sending spell, 25 words or less.
Okay. Take care of yourself. Do what's safe. Please water that plant. Heard from your father? And he doesn't really expect a response, but oh well. Has anything come back from Fabian?
Not yet.
Okay. That's fine. He's just telling himself that it's just him being a flake or that he doesn't have anybody on the island right now that can send messages. So gonna put a pin in some petty theft for now, based on
Okay.
that. And instead, he is going to want to set up some meetings if he can, because I know he sent a message before we went on a time skip. Where did I? Oh my gosh, where did I post it? Here we go. He's going to follow up on his message / proposal to the psionics, pressing his initial points. He's going to ask them, or he's going to, try to convince them that, working with the temples to pass messages back and forth between, or to facilitate relief communications and to help locate missing people and keep, communication efforts tight during this period will allow them to very visibly promote themselves and establish a real foothold in Racy, which is not has not recently been kind to outsiders. And he's gonna ask for their help and on this, kind of proposal that, it'll be good for them, it'll be good for us, like in these few days. And after everything is settled, people will be very aware of them as a service. They'll have more business than they can handle with so many people displaced. He realizes that Blackice or others on the council might have similar thoughts and try to kind of, pay and monopolize the dwarves' efforts for themselves, or I don't know if they're all dwarves, the psionics' efforts for themselves, the clans or the nobility. And if this is brought up as like, oh, well, we've been talking to these people, he'll innocently suggest that they could probably do both, although the needs of the council are, of course, finite, and the people in the city will never run out of business or messages to send, especially during a war. And he just figures worst case scenario, if the psionics decide to work with the council, maybe they'll overcharge them or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They are super gung-ho to work with you, and very happy. They do also work with the council, of course.
Yeah.
They're not stupid enough to annoy the people who are
yeah.
in charge from their perspective. But they're super happy to work with the temples and promote their business and all the things that you said is exactly right. They are suffering right now a little bit. The taking down of the covering has caused some mild issues with psionics, some problems. But they still function. It just is harder to do in some ways.
Oh, of course. If Solon was here, I would suggest that Thomas might mention to Solon that, oh, they should talk to your witch friend. Maybe she can help them the way she helped you. But never mind.
Yeah, what happens?
Okay, so basically trying to get people connected with like, I want to send a message to my son, like, Dawa to Seminar, like we have found this much in stores, like where are we sending it today and stuff like that.
Perfect.
Like we have this many people, and trying to be like, oh, can you go live with your grandmother like in the countryside? Okay, well, let's get a message to her and see if she's stable, and we can send people out of the city and try to spread things out via this communication system, since they seem to be down.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds good. Okay. Juniper.
All right. Sorry, I'm moving around my cat who's on my lap and
Which one?
slowly falling. Lois, of course. So I think this is more flavor. But I mentioned before that she's going to be spending more time with Thomas. Part of that is that she's realized that she no longer maybe wants to be the spy that she thought she wanted to be at the beginning of the campaign. But seeing how Stepwise's frankness and lack of diplomacy is may lead to some trouble. Of course, it's not her fault that people tried to kill her, but she sees that Thomas is surviving okay, so she's going to go to Thomas and ply him with tea at night and ask for his help with being diplomatic and not revealing her hand at all times. If you're okay with that, Thomas.
Oh yeah. Oh totally. You're gonna need to bring something other
Yeah.
than tea next time. Thank you.
Yeah. If I bring you the good tea, if you'll let me do that with you, please.
I think Thomas is fishing for alcohol, but
Oh no, by the good tea.
oh, the good tea. Got it.
The
Sorry.
really strong tea.
Yes, the strong tea with lots of
Long tea.
tannins.
You regret.
Yes.
Thank you, tea.
Yes, thank you, T. And yeah, so she would be doing that. Is Alum around? Would she be able to hang out with Olam?
Yep.
Okay. That's just like she would be continuing doing her studying with him, making sure he's okay. And I think the only other thing I had for her, she's spending, I'm sure, so much time, like, in this case, working. This is purely flavor and just for friends, but she would try to make like light scarves for everybody. So like Thomas would get like a blue one with little silver dragon motif embroidered on the bottom. Solon would get like a super dramatic black scarf with like stars. And Kazan, at first I was going to say it's knitted like a warm hug, but since Kazan's not around and she can't kind of like get to her, I think she would spend a little bit more time on it. And it would be gold on one side and silver on the other to symbolize Kaz on one side, and then the silver is Kaz's mom. Cause Moon. So yeah, she would do that.
Cause Moon.
Yes.
That's so sweet. I feel like I want a Cuz Moon emoji. That's okay. Okay. Beautiful. I love it. Let's check in with Kaz.
So the next time Yemis shows up, I would like to stab them. Just to see if I can.
Mm-hmm.
And if anything happens when I do.
Mm-hmm.
But
sure.
This is this is gonna be like full force. Gonna branding smite. Just the minute they pop up, stab.
Well, let's see if you can make Yemis bleed. This is a prize attack, so why don't you roll at advantage?
Okay. I don't have my shield.
Fine.
So let me do that.
$21 hits. Why don't you roll that damage?
So that's that plus 2d6 radiant damage.
Are you pumping divine smites into this as well?
This is a branding smite.
A branding smite is radiant?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Radiant is good. And are you pumping a divine smite in as well?
If I can do both, then I absolutely will.
Sure. Yeah, you can branding in divine. That's no problem.
Okay. I forgot how much that was. 2d8.
It's 2d6 for the first level and plus 1d6 for every level above that you spend.
2d8. Well, it says 2d8.
Sorry.
I'm gonna do it at second level.
So
that will be 3d8. Yeah, 3d8. Wow, bad roll.
So that's 12 plus 16 puts you at 28 damage.
Yeah.
So you swing at Yemis, and it goes right into, again, I remember, mild content warning. This god is wearing the disguise of a child. So mild content warning for anyone. So it goes right into this child's abdomen. And it like slides slickly into there, and light glows from the sword in all directions. Do you pull it out? Do you leave it in?
Pull it out.
Okay. It comes right out, and she looks down. She sort of pulls her flesh apart for just a second, just sort of investigating, and says, "Huh, interesting." She just runs her hand over it and heals it. There wasn't any blood.
Personally, I just wanted to see what would happen.
Sure. Oh, I understand. Are you looking to be punished?
I'm kind of bored, to be honest. But hey, you're fine.
Would you prefer to be in pain?
No, not really.
Because I can create a moment of agony and then have you live inside that moment for a duration of time that will feel endless to you, but will pass like a moment to me.
All right, I get it. I shouldn't have done it. I'm so sorry.
Are you really sorry?
Yeah.
Then roll a deception check.
Oh, that was accidental. That's a 19.
Okay. She looks at you and says, well, at least you're contrite enough. I hope you didn't waste too many resources. You ready for this next one?
Yeah.
This is going to be the last one for a little while.
Oh.
Yes. I'm having trouble seeing how I could solve my problems with more killing at this point.
Good to hear.
Though that's not necessarily for all time.
So are you gonna keep me in these boring places you've been sticking me until you figure it out? Because I have things to do.
I'll send you back home.
Okay.
I was just using you all the time and I didn't want you to waste your energy.
Uh-huh.
Plus, I wanted to just clarify our relationship and how this is going to work. I felt that a month was a good length of time, yes?
Yeah, totally. I get it. Asshole.
Tell me, in your travels, how many people have you I'm sorry, I've forgotten. Do you know Abdul Kamar?
Yeah, you could say I do.
Did you ever meet his husband, Kasher?
No.
So you have no objection to killing Kasher?
Not really.
Great. Well, then this is going to be the last one for a little while.
Okay.
It's one of your own kind. That doesn't bother you?
No, I kind of hate the guy.
Perfect. 3, 2, 1, and she snaps her fingers. And there before you is this very large, fat Aasimar. Just big smile, looks at you, and sort of looks puzzled as he looks at you quizzically. The terrain around you is kind of nice looking. It's very white and severe in some ways, but it's well made. He's clearly in a ridiculous situation. He's wearing his pajamas, and over his pajamas he's wearing like a robe, but the robe does not fit because of how fat he is. But it doesn't matter because he's wearing his pajamas. And he sort of turns and looks at you quizzically and says, well, hello, what are you doing here?
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to stab him.
Okay.
I don't actually feel good about this, but in my head, all I'm thinking about is that I'm going to be able to go home after this.
Okay. You are teleported away after he is dead. Thomas, any last things you want to accomplish this month?
I mean, yeah, he's got quite a bit.
Go through it relatively quickly.
Yeah, I know. Most of the stuff on this list, like I thought I had a month, and everything I've described would have happened in the first few days.
Mm-hmm.
Crud, I've got like a list of people I wanted to check in on. I've got.
I mean, I think we can assume that no one has died. That we haven't narrated as dead. Varese is fine. Her daughter's fine. Blackberry's doing good work. Svapri and Alka are working for you. They're in your line of sight every day, more or less. They basically become devotees of your temple. They're not there as acolytes, but they were independently wealthy beforehand, so they're just, they're happy to just spend all their time doing charity from their perspective, and helping out as much as they can. Constantly running home to grab a pot to bring in and donate to someone who needs a pot, and helping bathe people. They're particularly good with taking care of the youngins. Svapri has started teaching them because some of the schools have closed, and that's going on. Varese is fine. Her shop is basically fine, but there's no business, so she's thinking about she might have to close up shop. But her daughter's also fine. Her daughter is looking to join the military.
That's on brand.
Yeah.
So
How's Quick Eyes doing? How are you doing with Quick Eyes?
I don't know. How am I doing? He's been trying to communicate with him as much as can be. And I think he probably I think he would try to get face to face at some point. Like, obviously they both have a lot of stuff that's happening, but is that able to be worked out?
Absolutely, yeah. And I think that just like you're trying to take care of him, he's trying to take care of you. And so he communicates with Ivana and blocks your Wednesday evenings for dinner once a week. So even if you guys don't get to see each other, you always have dinner Wednesday night. And in general, he is like very warm to you. You can see the bags under his eyes. You can see the stress, just as he can see it on you. Right? Neither of you are doing perfectly at this moment. You're the definition of a power couple at this moment, where like everything in both of your lives is very intense all the time. And I think on your fifth such dinner, towards the end of the month, he's sort of picking at his food, not really saying much. He's been warm all the other times, but this time he's not really saying a lot.
Is something happening with the war? Have you heard anything? What's going on? Are you all right?
I've been asked to return full time. I'm gonna have to head north to the Kava and lead the efforts. Fighting a war I don't believe in.
You could stay. There's things to be done in the city. People would look to you.
They have you to look to, Thomas.
Now we'll see how long that lasts.
Probably until you make a remark.
Normally this is where I'd be throwing around a bunch of accusations about how you're probably happy to go, and that just, it's hollow. I'm not going to lower us to that.
They need me, Thomas.
Is this going to break you?
I've learned to bend.
Well, some of us haven't. What am I supposed to do when you're off having adventures and I'm sitting here worried about you? That's not anything I've ever been particularly into. I don't like worrying.
You're a leader in a conspiracy against a crazy government official who is deeply paranoid and has a league of spies.
I think you know what I mean.
I'm just saying, you're not the only one doing the worrying.
It's all clandestine. It's all been under everything, and there's been places to run and hide and ways to deny what we've been doing. When you're at the front of an army, God knows, or the gods, I mean, the Ashen One knows who we all are. They could have you taken out as easily as anything, and we'd never even know about it. And
That's not true. I'm famous. There'd be at least an article in the newspaper.
hi.
I get it from you. Thomas. There's nothing I can do. My men, they need me. Someone else will get them killed. There's too many kids who are getting promoted too quickly, who are eager for the bloodlust of battle, who are excited to throw their lives away for the Primarch, for this whatever. Chlustra's barely even a country from my perspective, but people are still willing to throw themselves away for it. And someone up there, someone who has some experience, someone who still has the respect that I have, I can help. I'll be a damn sight better at it than I am at these backroom dealings, as you know.
Well, you never got yourself killed. I thought that was rather handy work.
Mostly because you saved my life. A couple of times.
Details. Are you going to have anybody to rely on? I know that you probably have people you trust, but
Not really.
no.
Well,
Fuck that.
I don't want to ask them. They're like me, pseudo-retired or in a different position. I don't want to ask them to come with me. I don't want to. They've got families. They've got people they care about. They've got jobs and responsibilities and retirement to enjoy. I do have people that I trust, but I don't want to bring them out for this. Not for this war. Not for this thing I don't even believe in.
So your idea of keeping the people underneath you safe is what? To know when to tell them to run or when to disobey an order so that Blackice can have you killed himself?
Yes, that's exactly how military theory works, Thomas.
Well, I wouldn't know. Look, just let me be a little sour about it. I'm going to miss you.
He reaches out and grabs your hand across the table. pet Mercury for me?
Of course. You're probably going to be getting more messages than you can respond to, but just let me send you a bit of cinnamon bread or something every once in a while.
Of course. I hear they have flowers up in the Kava, fields of them. Beautiful ones, all different colors. I'll see if there are any that will dry well, and I'll send them back to you.
If you find any soulwood. No, just kidding.
I'll certainly keep you in mind. Always.
You don't have to, but I'd like it.
I thought that we could have tonight, but it's a little hard, so I think I'm just gonna go.
That's all right. Walk you out.
Sure. You stand up and walk out, leaving your dinner half finished.
Mm.
His barely touched.
I try to get him to take the ring back for his own protection.
Are you offering me a promise ring, Thomas?
Oh, that's so funny. You're so funny tonight.
I should tell you, I've been feeding Mercury behind your back.
Everyone has. Damn it.
I'd like to meet your daughter.
Oh, you might.
And you at some point, I'd like you to meet we haven't really talked about this, but I'd like you at some point to meet my son.
I will be on my very best behavior.
I'll keep this, Thomas. Thank you. And I'm not going to say it. And he kisses you.
I kiss him back. I dig my hands through his hair and really kiss him.
He holds you tightly. It takes a minute for the kiss to end. And he turns and walks away in the night.
I watch him go.
Okay.
And then I go back inside before Mercury can finish off what's left on the table.
Mercury has only eaten the general's food. He's left your food to yourself.
We're going to have a conversation about this.
Sure, boss. Anytime. Okay. So the next day, newspapers hit the stands. The ambassador of the Kava has been assassinated. A long sword blade through the gut. And that's where we're going to pick up after the break. Hey everyone, welcome back to the stream. Hope you enjoyed your break. We clearly needed ours. I had to try not to die for a couple minutes there, but I'm back now. All good. As always, I like to take a moment here to recommend a couple things. First of all, try to support people in the world who are less well off than you. There are a lot of them. I don't even care who you are, there's a lot of them. If you're watching the stream, there are people who are less well off than you. So see if you can find a way to help support them in any way that you can, be that donating to charity or finding people and dedicating your time or assistance to them, offering services that you might have, expertise that you might have, anything that you might be able to do to help people is a good thing. I think that fundamentally one of the most important elements of a society being a good, beneficial society is the act of helping people, bringing people together via assistance. Because not everyone can do everything all the time. And if you can find a way to support people, that's a good thing to be able to do. So please try and do that. Also, if you're enjoying our show, hey, we've got other shows that you could check out as well. We've got shows every Monday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. You can see the schedule down below. And yeah, it's all sorts of good stuff. This is our high drama, politics, and intrigue game, in case you couldn't tell. Our Thursday is our classic dungeon crawl game. On Fridays, we try out different RPG systems. Right now, the wonderful and awesome Marcus, aka Spicy Curry Bread, is running a game called Beneath the Cursed Moon with Nia. Hi, Nia. You're in that game. And we are having a grand old time dealing with vampires and warlocks. And I may or may not be playing a character in that game who found a person who was dying and asked them if they would be willing to have me perform a ritual sacrifice upon them. And it was very fun. And then on Sunday, we have our Chosen Few game campaign that was set in the Kava, but they have recently left the Kava. They recently brought someone named Kasher, an ambassador from the Kava, to the Shimmering Seas, who just was landed and brought to Terra Vest to negotiate peace between the Kava and Celestra. And don't think that's going to work out for him very well.
Not so nice, is it, Sunday game?
That's okay. They deserve it. They deserve it. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh my god, we nerfed them so hard.
Nah,
No.
they'll be fine.
Will they?
They'll be fine. They'll be fine. It's not like you killed one of them.
Yes.
I'm just saying. It was on the table.
God.
Okay. I don't allow PvP within a game. Well, actually, I probably would, but I definitely allow it between games. Sorry. Okay, so let's come back to our scene. I think Nia, as a role player, you could ignore the fact that Samhain's not here and like just conveniently not go to him rather than making up like we don't need to make up excuses for you not to go visit Samhain. If that makes sense.
It works.
Cool.
It works for me because I wasn't planning on visiting anyone.
Perfect. Easy enough.
Yeah.
So Kaz, I want to actually, sorry, before we get to Kaz, hold on. Whoa. Even though this is the second half of the session, I just want to jump in and see if people have beliefs and we can mechanize and reward those beliefs. I know that I'm throwing you on the spot. I should have said this before break, but it makes sense to me. After the time skip part of the episode, we could do beliefs. Is that mean of me? Should I not do that?
I mean, I could go
Great.
straight away.
Kaz on.
Well, I sure would like to get this little old curse of mine checked out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go see Masha and see what the deal is with that.
Sounds good to me. I like it. Excellent. Sounds like a beautiful belief. Juniper.
I'm muted. Okay. Originally it was going to be find out where Kaz is, but I think it would be the taking steps to see if the wasting sickness is magical in nature and where it started. I think that's going to be like her a course of a while belief.
Yeah, that's a belief that's going to take a little while. Do you have a first actionable step?
Yes, I do. I was thinking I'm caught between a few,
Mhm.
but I have a few steps that I could take.
Hmm.
It would be to either research old school forms of abjuration magic or contact Solwyn's lizard folk friend whose name I've forgotten again, even though I had it down here. Starts with a V, I think,
You
right?
mean piss?
Oh, no.
No, no.
No, Solwyn's lizard folk curse friend who curses little Lord Fauntleroy all the time.
Oh, Masha. Masha
Masha
Seasword.
Seasword. Oh my
Same
gosh,
person.
I forgot her name. I just blanked.
Yeah, same person
It would
that Kaz wants to go visit.
Yeah, it would be to go visit Masha Seasworn, possibly to see if she would know anything about it since she has her ear to the ground, so to speak.
Mhm.
Or tracking the disease using resources she would have as Mela's assistant.
Okay,
Yeah.
excellent. Thomas,
Um,
I just want to give you an experience point. That's all I'm doing.
One of the only things on my massive list that I had not spoken to and also is still feasible
Mhm.
is that okay, originally it was that his patron was going to be one of the people that he checked in on.
Mhm.
I think that at this point, a good thing for him to do, a good belief to pursue, because it's something I've been wondering about and it's something he's been wondering about too, and it's just kind of gotten like swept under the rug with a lot of other action that's been going on. Because the more Samhain and everyone talk about conduits and about bonds and curtains falling and connections with these otherworldly entities, the more he's wondering why his situation is different. And I think his belief, well, also he's worried about his friend having to go toe to toe with a giant potential god slash monster slash question mark on the seafloor. I think it's going to be I will try to make contact with my patron and try to, gosh, how do I phrase it? Oh my gosh. See, I'm bad at beliefs on a good night.
You want to contact your patron? Patron, what's your goal here?
I think I went too broad. I'm going to try to contact my patron and discover if the thing on the floor of the ocean is another emergency to add to the top of the pile.
Excellent. That's a great belief. So, Kaz, you find yourself relatively well rested on the hill that you recently prayed on, and as recently as a month ago prayed on. What do you want to do? Where do you want to head up from there? Where do you want to go?
The first place I would go is I left my celestial dog, Vodka, at Lady Iria's place, so I'm gonna go check in with him first. And if he's okay, then if he's hasn't been destroyed by something, then I'm probably gonna send him to check on the others so I'm not going myself.
Okay. Yeah, he's there. He's excited to see you. Kazan, you have returned.
I just give him a big old hug. Cry into his celestial fur.
Yeah, he like licks your ear a lot.
How are you doing?
It's good to see you. There were no attempts on Lady Iria's life, though she was concerned.
Concerned about what?
Attempts on her life.
Okay. Do you think you could step away? Would it be safe to step away for a little bit? I wanted you to check on my friends.
Sure. Do you have a order in which you wish me to check up on them?
Samhain, Juno, Thomas.
I will. Should I say anything to them?
No, just don't show yourself if you can avoid it. If you do, that's okay. But I just want to know that they're doing well.
Very well. And he like is sitting there, and then he like stands up and licks your face again, and then like walks 4 feet away towards the door, and like is about to whine at the door, but then like turns back around and just walks over and licks you again. And like tries to roughhouse with you a little bit.
Oh, yes, all for it.
Yeah. So you guys wrestle a little bit. Woof.
I'm just gonna cry into his fur for a little bit longer.
Are you sure you don't want me to stay with you? You seem like you need me.
I also need to know that they're okay, but I can't really bring myself to see them. So I would really appreciate it if you would check for me.
Of course. And he licks you one more time and then walks to the door and looks at the door and then teleports to the other side of the door and then keeps walking.
Oh goodness. So
Hello?
hello?
Sawin? Wait, sorry. Kazan, is that you?
Yes?
Oh, sorry, I got worried.
Is this from the other side of the door? Is the door closed?
Yeah, it's from Lady Iria's room.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm back for I don't know how long. Are you doing well?
Could you come speak with me for just a minute?
Okay. And I'll go ahead and go into her room.
Yeah. This is the largest change of anyone that you've seen. She is like wearing armor that does not fit. And she's holding like a one-handed crossbow in one hand, and she's got a loaded two-handed crossbow on the bed, both pointed towards the door, and she's like shakily holding it, pointing towards you.
When Lotka said you were concerned, I didn't realize it was this bad.
Prove who you are.
I'm gonna start glowing from my eyes, I guess.
Yeah. She lifts up the crossbow and, oh, Kaz, and she like runs towards you and gives you a hug.
Nope. Don't.
Okay.
You for your own safety. That's all.
That's right. You've got the curse thing. I forgot.
Yeah.
Um.
But it is nice to see you.
Yeah. Good to see you too. And you're back. Not that Lotka's not great.
For now. I
think. Okay.
It seems like you are in dire need of help. Things have gotten worse here in my absence.
What? Oh, in the city. Yeah, a little. I think. Well, okay. You know how I told you that I wasn't from around here? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is probably nothing. But like, a lot of people that I know, a lot of my friends have been killed recently, like via sudden assassination attempt. And I just, I'm not, it's probably not gonna happen to me. They're all people of import or whatever. But you know, the dog is nice, but you know,
Yeah. Who's doing the killing?
no one knows. Someone who seems to be able to teleport into random rooms with single occupants in them, and then kills them with some sort of longsword or other, and the wounds are necrotized and decayed, and then they disappear like that. And no one's seen any hide nor hair. There's no clue of what this person or thing even is, although it's wielding, it seems to be a longsword of some sort. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I think you'll be okay.
What makes you so sure?
It's just a feeling. It's just intuition.
Yeah, roll a persuasion check to comfort her.
Oh god. Persuasion. 23.
There is something about the way you speak, Huz, that is soothing.
12.
All right, but you are coming back though, right?
I'm here for now. Yes.
I feel better with you. I like the dog, but I feel better with you around.
I'll return to my post tonight.
Okay. It's good to see you guys.
It's good to see you too.
And then you leave. Where do you go?
Masha sees wars.
Excellent. Then let's go check in with Juno. Hey Juno, how you doing? So you wake up to this information of the ambassador to the Kava has been assassinated.
Goddamn.
The news reports about it. Can you just roll a quick investigation check for me, because you are the sort of person who would be hyper aware of this sort of thing?
Yeah, for sure. 19.
Beautiful. Yeah. This is being covered very differently in some newspapers rather than other newspapers. Some newspapers are saying that the ambassador from the Kava was assassinated, and no one knows why. Other newspapers are readily saying that this vile person from an evil nation has been killed. Obviously, we don't know who the hero was that slayed this person, but they are a hero, clearly. That sort of thing.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll give the more practical newspaper to Mello then. And then but then of course, she'll need to know what the propaganda is saying, so I'll put that to the side. But the main news, okay, yeah, I'll make a note of that for sure. Dang, that's gonna be an escalation. So yeah, she's gonna make a note that she'll probably need to talk to Thomas and Salman about that as well.
Okay.
And aside from that, I think aside from the typical duties that she would have to do, I would like to, if possible, stop by Sea Swarms as well, because I'd say she's a little worried about this wasting sickness, because it doesn't seem like necrotic, like the way that their bodies are described. Like, would she have noticed that it's similar to what happened with Garhaz? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's definitely not necrotic.
Okay.
It's definitely something else. It's something is keeping them sick. Is the problem right now. Roll a perception check for me.
Okay. 10. Oh. And before I leave, I would like to cast non-detection on myself.
Sure, of course. No problem. You don't notice a adorable puppers spying on you for just a second.
Oh no, but puppies are cute. sucks. Well, my day just got 50% less cute than it was gonna be.
That is probably true.
But yeah, as soon as she has a spare moment, she is going to head over to where Masha Seasworn would be.
Okay. Yeah. So you make your way to Masha Seasworn's place. Kaz, what do you think is the most dramatic here? What do you think is most interesting? Do you want to be there already when your friend walks in? Do you want to walk in on your friend? What do you think? Do you want to arrive there together outside and like bump into each other?
Yeah, I think Kaz would be like cloaked and stuff. Not like disguise self, just wearing a cloak and hood, and just bump into each other right at the front door.
Okay. Juno is going to stagger back a few steps. And
whoops, my bad, stranger.
And is going to immediately grab the front of the cloak and just hang on.
Let go. What are
No,
you doing?
You're not going to run.
I guess not.
Okay. This
Take
is
my hood off.
Okay, were you trying to are you better? Can I hug you?
No. That's what I came here for, but maybe I should come back later.
No. No, this is you're not going anywhere. I've grappled you. This tiny little fox has grappled you.
Oh, you've really got me. Good. I have no choice but to follow you in.
This is a hold up. And she's gonna just kind of whisper, "Are you okay? I mean, we'll talk about it in detail later when we're not in an alley, but I'll ask you later."
I don't know. Probably the answer to all your questions will be, I don't know.
Well, I'm glad to see you. We've been really worried. A lot. And she's just like, as she's saying this, just to let you know, as all this is going on, just like Studio Ghibli tears.
Oh no.
So she might be trying yeah, so she might be trying to talk, rationally and understandably, but yeah, just giant tears. And I'm glad you're okay, kind of thing. So she is going to literally try to just drag Kaz into Masha Seasworn's.
I have no choice. You're too strong for me. I must follow.
That's right. Yeah, no, I'm incredibly powerful and dangerous, and you should definitely not mess with me. And I'm going to take you into this place of business. And
are you coming into my shop and threatening me?
No.
No, I'm threatening her.
Are you threatening one of my customers?
Yeah, she is. You should do something about
it. No, don't actually curse me. You don't want to. I'm just gonna like drag her in, like slam door shut with my foot. Well, no, politely shut door with my foot. I am not an animal, and be like, no, we're friends. Just making sure, and I'm just gonna like position myself in front of the door so that Kaz cannot leave, and then I will let go.
Oh. Well, you got me.
Yep.
Greetings, Kazan.
Greetings.
It's been a while since you darkened my door.
Sure has. You can imagine what I'm here for.
I can.
I don't have a body, I just have ashes. Will that do?
Normally.
But
I'm not certain.
Is it worth a shot?
Maybe. There's a hand holding you by the neck.
That is what it feels like.
Did you know?
In a sense, I didn't know. Like, do you see a neck or do you see a hand? What does it look like?
Long nails, skin that was once green but has gone gray. Calling those nails is wrong. It's actually claws and scales along it. And an eye on the tip of each finger.
Yeah. All right.
It's watching me.
Sorry about that.
What about this?
Did I know about this? Not in those specifics, but I had a feeling, maybe. I am sorry that you're being watched. If I could do something about it, I would.
You could leave.
Well, other than that, because I did come here for a reason.
I'm not certain it will let me.
Why?
I'm not certain it will object if I try, though.
Then we should try. If you're willing, I mean.
But if I if I fail, there's a chance that I won't be able to try again. You'll need to find someone else.
Is there anything else I can get you to help this process?
Can you remove the hand?
If I knew how. But I doubt that that's possible right now.
It has a lot of power. I'm not entirely certain that I can do away with it. It seems fixed in holding you to be who you are.
So if I wanted to get rid of it, you have an idea?
The curse
What
of
I
the
should
hand.
do?
The curse I know how to get rid of, but I'm not
hand.
certain the hand will let me. And if the hand doesn't let me, then I won't be able to get rid of the curse, and I won't be able to try again. And we'll have used up the ashes. You'll have to, do something else. But the curse I know how to get rid of. The hand I don't have a. Well, it's clearly something that's holding on to you. Something has its hooks in you. That's all I can really say about it. And if something has its hooks in you, then you need to find a way to get its hooks out of you.
Great.
Oh.
Sorry about all that, Juno. That I know I didn't tell you anything. But
Well, we literally did just meet again.
yeah.
Something has their hooks in you?
Mm-hmm.
Is this like something like with Samhain levels? Like a conduit?
I don't think we should talk about this.
Oh, I didn't say Samhain. Hold on, I'm not saying Samhain. Is this like a like, they're giving you power and
No.
okay. Are they using yours?
I guess.
Okay. Look, maybe I might be able to do something about the hand if I know more about it. Okay.
sorry, you came here for a reason too.
I'm more
gotten my
worried about
answers.
you right now, but yeah, and I'll just be like, hey, I just menaced one of your customers at your door. But also, not tear streaks, just fur is very wet. Yeah, is going to kind of just wave at Masha and be like, well, I did come with a academic question, I guess. I was wondering if you've been seeing many of the people who've been falling sick in the area.
I've been able to keep it out of my area.
Is it do you know anything of the illness itself? Is it natural, would you say?
The fever is natural. The sickness is natural in some ways, but it's resistant to the standard magical cures. That implies to me that there's something more going on, yes.
Yeah, which is what I was thinking. I was wondering if, well, exactly what you just said, you've been able to keep it out of your area. Do you mean cure people or just put up wards?
No, the natural ways. I think it's transmitted through water, and I have been I created our own water supply here. Don't tell anyone that I'm nice. I fucking hate you guys. You guys always make me sound so nice.
I'm not saying that you're nice. I didn't say anything.
Well, shush. It was my water too, and I didn't want to be sick either. It's transmitted through the water supply, and there's,
Well, I know lots of people would be very upset if you did fall sick. So,
not the way it should be. Everyone should just be scared of me.
Yes, I'm very scared all the time, aren't you, Kaz?
I'm terrified.
Trembling. And she is kind of shaking still.
Masha, I've actually met, I think, a creepier person than you, so kind of lost its effect.
Are you speaking about the hand upon your own neck?
Yeah, that's pretty creepy.
I agree. That is creepy.
Sorry, you gotta top that.
Hands got game.
Don't.
I admit it. Nope, not even gonna try.
Hypothetical question over the table.
Mm.
The ritual that Juno knows, that Alam taught her, normally that helps with, breaking up someone like him or like Thomas from his patron. Would that potentially same principle applies, or would this be a situation where she would have to try it and see?
There's certainly potential there. I think that's a very interesting and cool avenue to explore.
Okay. Yeah, that may be her new avenue.
I feel like answering it would remove drama.
Oh, so yeah, no, for sure. I was just thinking, like, was this like a hard no, kind of not even same zone?
It is definitely not a hard no.
Okay.
Okay. So you've learned some information. Do you have anything else that you want to accomplish here, Juniper?
Well, I want to make sure that Kaz is okay and is cured. So if it's okay with you, Kazan, if I stay to make sure that you're all right, even if it doesn't go well?
Well, it's my understanding that Masha and I won't be attempting anything because of the hand.
Oh.
I mean, it's a little creepy, you have to admit.
No,
in fact, you already did admit.
Creepy. It's super duper creepy.
See, so like maybe deal with that, and then I'll deal with your curse.
I don't want to put you in any danger. So.
Thank you.
Well,
And the same goes for you. Whatever you're planning, don't be hasty.
I
At a time like this,
in this economy,
There are plenty of healers. Just because I can't heal, it wouldn't make that much of a difference anyways.
I
you have to not touch people, though, right?
Small problems.
well, Kaz, I very much would like to hug you at some point. And I think that's very important. So, let's not give up the ghost just yet.
Okay.
And maybe you can come with me and have some tea, and we can have a conversation.
I really don't want to, but I feel like if I actually don't go, you will start crying again, and then I'll start crying, and it'll just be a whole thing.
I'm not crying.
Right, you're not. Sorry, you're not crying. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You're not crying. I mean, maybe you'll cry.
Yeah, so you wouldn't want that to happen.
No.
So,
No blubbering in my shop.
I'm not.
She's not.
She's
not crying.
She's just been gone for a very long time, and we were worried because things were rough before, and and then she just like starts spilling her emotions out on Masha's sword.
Hey, there's water leaking from somewhere. Who knows?
It's fine. It's fine. It's been a rough month, and I want to thank you because what you did was hard, and I know why you did it. And we don't need to go into the details on that.
Yeah. Well, despite everything, I don't regret it.
I regret not being able to hug you. So I'm gonna make you tea, because that's all I got. And she's going to grab the cloak again and start walking.
Thomas, where do we find you?
I was muted, so you didn't hear my really good joke. Never mind.
Little pun? We've been pun deprived lately, Thomas.
Clearly, well, it's not a pun. I was gonna say in the yellow pages, but that's because I'm a 65-year-old grandfather. So, what's it? What time is it?
It's Kaz arrived in the morning, so this is the morning after the month. What would you like to do today?
Well, he's probably a pretty early riser these days because that's the only time he's going to be able to get anything accomplished off of a pretty busy schedule, and he doesn't want to have to compromise where he's already probably stretched pretty thin. So he would have gotten up early, like with the dawn, to take a net and walk down to the ocean and try to get some fish, and also try to talk to his patron. Because seawater seems to...
enough, right? I'm a fae creature. I can stay up, but you're not sleeping enough.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you a fae creature? Because I thought you were one of those, goats people keep around to eat all of their garbage so they don't have to clean up after themselves.
Hardy har har.
Yeah. Look, I am what I am right now. What I need to do will get done, and that's more important. And I'll sleep when I'm dead.
I see 7 gray hairs.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Did you pick through the silver ones to find those, or?
I don't need to because, I have good eyes.
You're just lucky I don't know what an aged pseudo-dragon looks like. For all I know, you could be a million years old.
before I get old. You're gonna die. Just face it. You are gonna die of old age in your bed, surrounded by people that love you, and you're never gonna find out what an old pseudo dragon looks like. Ever.
I'll take that bet.
I'm gonna be there, curling up right there on your lap, and I'm gonna be laughing at you the whole time.
Oh, God, then I won't die of old age. I'll be crushed.
I'm gonna get you back for that one, boss. And do you have any fish?
I will once we get there. Let's go.
Go. So you make it to the ocean.
Again, he has Gift of the Depths, so breathe underwater.
Mhm.
This has probably been a habit he's gotten into because food
Mhm.
shortages, where he'll go and he'll get at least a handful of fish and try to score some stuff away in the morning.
Yeah, beautiful.
Whether he's good at
so-
it is another question.
Yeah, I think he's probably good at it. I mean, do you want to roll, or do you want to just say that you're good at it, or do you want to say you're bad at it?
If he's not aiming for a ton of fish, then I think he will accomplish his goal probably.
Great. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, that seems fair. I don't feel like there's drama, so I'm gonna move forward. Yeah, beautiful.
Fishing minigame, anyone?
One of my games the other day, I was running. They went to a saloon and decided to play poker, and so I just decided screw it, and I pulled out the Roll20 poker cards, and we actually played a game of poker in the middle of our game.
Oh my
It
God.
was hilarious.
I was wrong. That's my nightmare.
That's your nightmare,
Mm-hmm.
rather than isolation on a abandoned continent with nothing to do. You'd rather be isolated on a continent where there's no people, no books, no anything, rather than play a game of poker.
God, they're neck and neck.
Wow.
One involves math. The other involves boredom. If they were united, I'd be done.
Fair enough. Good to know. Okay. So you're in the water,
Mhm.
breathing underwater. You're reaching out for your patron?
Yes.
Hello, Thomas.
No, it's been a while.
I'm making my way back now.
You can't just travel instantaneously. I thought it was more like a state of mind without a body.
It is in some ways, but I am tired.
What happened down there? Are you all right?
Yes.
Is that thing still secured?
No.
Oh, fuckity fuck, fucking fuckity fuck.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
It's my fault.
I mean, you didn't tear the curtain around our world down. I seem to recall you being in quite a bit of pain, actually.
Yeah. I don't believe in what I used to believe in. And so much of my power comes from what I believe in. That I just couldn't win.
Is that why you're tired?
Yes.
I mean, mortals are, or at least people who walk this earth in physical bodies, are rather taught to think that change over the course of one's life is a good thing, but you regret it.
You're asking me if I regret giving up the act of imprisoning?
I mean,
Not yet. But when my brother arrives, I may.
Your brother.
Well, brethren.
This is something from beyond the stars that people have been warning about.
It's odd to think of him that way because he's been trapped at the bottom of the ocean for a long time, but yes, I guess he came from beyond the stars originally.
Bottom of the ocean, starry night sky. I imagine they look rather the same, right? I wouldn't know. You tell me.
They both have their beauties. I like the swirls and curls of flowing water. But the sky has its moments.
And the thing you had imprisoned was your brother.
Only in the loosest sense of all beings of my sort consider each other siblings. I have a new sister now.
Oh,
Since her being made.
congratulations.
Yes, she was made far to the north of here. I sensed it.
What is she called?
Asma is her name. I don't know how long she'll hold it.
I mean, that's a beautiful name.
It is.
The blessings of time didn't be upon you, fortuitous newcomer.
Sorry, Lyra is her name.
Lyra. Okay.
I'm such an idiot sometimes.
We have a lot of NPCs.
What?
We have a lot of NPCs.
He's not an NPC.
Oh. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. I just realized. Oh my god. Okay. Well, I'm glad to have you back. It's been, I mean, I've seen Juno, but it's been a little isolated this month. Welcome home. When you get here, that is.
How are you holding up?
Oh, I'm conscious. Trying to figure out what to do about fish, what to do about trade, what to do about grain and a plague and this bloody stupid war that the Primarch seems intent on, and not getting myself killed for telling everyone how bloody stupid it is as long as I can still be useful in other places. I haven't seen much of Kazan, and it's rather worrying, and I haven't seen... Well, we taught Juniper how to lie. That was a fun night. But Alden's leaving, so this month isn't what I'd call stellar. Or maybe we would call it stellar in the most literal sense of the word.
Are you worried about him?
Oh yes, I mean I'm sure he's taking care of himself without my help this long. I don't know why it should be any different now. I just I worry about all of them. I worry about Oceana. I worry about Fabian. God's help him. I just... it's going to be what it's going to be. The tides bring people to me and they take them away, and that's life.
All we can hope for is the fair winds and the following seas.
Well said.
I don't want to add to your plate.
It's all right. Bring it on.
I was an entity that was dedicated to imprisonment, to restraint, to holding things in place. to trapping things. That's what I did. But you've shown me that I can't do that anymore. That holding someone in place, it hurts them. It's a form of suffering that I was inflicting happily. I need a new role, a new identity, something else that I could be, something that I can work towards changing towards.
You know, Sawan has those cards of his that are a little tricky, and it seems like that when you shuffle them out and you lay them down, and they all have these different meanings, and that's not a language I speak, but I've heard him mention that if a card's turned one way, it tends to take on positive or helpful aspects of whatever it's supposed to mean. If it's turned the other way, it embodies negative aspects, and I think that probably applies to most things. I mean, on the one hand, you have the active imprisonment of locking something away, of being possessive and covetous and, restraining, as you've said. I think that depending on the context and the restraint you show, pun slightly intended, but I'm making my own fun these days, the same attributes can be used to protect, to shield, to bring people together, and to try to, I don't know. I feel like you should be talking to a seminar priest about this, but to keep someone safe, or to, I don't know, to allow them to survive. It just kind of depends on your perspective or how you go about a certain thing.
Would that help you?
Would it help you? Might be an interesting place to start, just to change your perspective and see what things look like from a different point of view.
You've been referring to me as the Chain. I didn't have a name, and that's what I was, and it's who I was. But labels are powerful, and by embracing one, you can become something, become more, or come to understand yourself better. I don't think I've earned it yet, but I think one day I'd like to be named the Shield.
Well, good intentions are the bigger part of the battle, in my opinion. If you have a goal and you work towards something, it may manifest itself. I'll be there with you, I promise. Names are powerful, yes. You're talking to a Chelestrin. We'll figure it out.
Thomas, I'll be there tomorrow. And we can start figuring out how I can protect people.
Oh, good. I've got a whole city for you. It'll be wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you, my friend.
Hey, boss.
Mm.
I'm just, hanging around, keeping an eye out. There's a dog here.
All right. Is its person there? Is it a dog that lives on the dunes? What are we talking about here?
It's not a real dog. I can smell it.
How is it not real if you can smell it?
Well, like, because I can't smell it, I can smell it, Like, I can smell its absence. Like, normally when there's a dog there, there's like this dog smell, especially when it's playing in the water. Like, this one is clearly playing in the water, and there's like that wet dog smell. You know that wet dog smell? This dog is like running around in the water, but it's not a dog because it doesn't smell like dog. It doesn't smell like wet dog. It doesn't smell like any kind of dog. It smells like nothing.
All right, give me a moment. Thomas swims through the shallows and tries to like aim for if there's a disturbance in the water as he's coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Tries to surprise this immaterial dog.
Yeah, why don't you roll a stealth check for me? Just to see how good you are at surprising things.
That's a 20.
Nice. Yeah, you absolutely surprised this dog. So what do you do with it? Are you tackling it? Are you grabbing it? What's going on?
No, I just pop up in front of it.
Woof. Woof, woof.
Bless you.
Woof.
Hello, boy. Who do you not belong to, probably?
Starts like licking your knee, pretending to be a real dog.
Okay. Well, I know real dogs like fish. Do you like fish? I've got this fish right here.
Woof, woof. She goes like looking through your pouch, looking for the fish.
Oh yeah. He like takes like a smaller one, like a herring or something, out of the net, and he like tosses it up in the air.
Jumps up and grabs it in his mouth and
that
eats
shit.
it.
Yeah.
Shakes it around and then like turns and starts running back to the town. And Mercury says, "That better not be my lunch."
You've had breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Follow that dog.
Fine. Mercury starts trying to follow the dog.
All right. I take my net and what I've got and head back to the temple.
Okay. Kaz and Juno. Juno, where do you take Kaz?
I may take Kaz to, I think I might we need to catch up for sure. But I'm very worried about this thing that might be on her. So I'm going to ask her if it's okay if we go and see my friend who watches things for a living.
Okay.
By all means.
Maybe might be able to assist in some way. But are you back, or have you always been here, or?
I'm back for a little, for I don't know how long.
Well, I hope you weren't trying to hide.
No, it wasn't a choice.
Okay. Juno's tails are fluffing.
Kaz, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing my everyday outfit, but on top of it is a cloak.
Okay. Yeah. I don't want to go into it, and I'm not going to go into it, but there is certainly a remark or two when you are walking around. People from the Cabal are not welcome here right now.
Well, I get very fluffy.
Yeah.
And actually, is it okay if we just stop by real quick? I'm gonna run in. We're gonna stop real quick by Stepwise's house. I'm gonna run in and just like be like, do not leave. You are staying right here. And I'm gonna run in and grab the sash and shove it in my bag and run back out real quick to make sure that she's still there.
I'm like hiding behind a tree.
I pick up the small pebble, and I'm sure there are like guards who are watching, and I just throw it at the tree.
Oh no, you got me.
Darn right. And I'm going to bring her over to where the Lighthouse bookstore is.
Yeah, so you bring it to the lighthouse.
And I, as we do, I'm just going to ask her real quick. Did you want to cast sending at some point and talk to your mom again to make sure she's okay? I didn't want to do it without you.
Could you do it without me?
I can try.
You don't have to, but
I'll do it. I'll do it for you. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Okay. But if you ever do want to be with me when it happens, my roof is your roof. And I'll lead her in. Is Alum there?
Yep. Sitting at your usual table, just with a book in hand, not looking up at all.
Okay. I'll sit down, gesture for Kaz to sit down too, and be like, and Kaz has talked to Alum more than anyone else has.
Yes, so I think Alum does this thing where he like starts talking to you before he puts his book down, continuing the conversation that you most recently had, like without a beat. So I was thinking about what you were thinking about the other day, and we were discussing, and oh my, hello.
Hello.
Kazan, hey, how are you? Greetings.
Great.
You're here at the lighthouse with Juniper. Hi. Hi.
Indeed.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I've been better.
Yeah. Makes sense. Considering everything.
Yeah.
Tea, right? Tea. Just like calls for tea.
Tea is the solution to every problem.
And then like stands up and goes and gets tea and brings it back and places it carefully in front of you guys, doing exactly the appropriate angle of approach and handing everything like very politely, and then goes back to his seat and sits down quietly and holds his hands in front of himself very properly.
So I was wondering, I just happened to run into Kaz again. We've been looking for her. Tries to say it kind of softly. I think she might have made a new friend.
Yes.
I was wondering, are you mutual friends, maybe?
Oh, what makes you ask?
Well, I was just wondering because people have to network, and then she just stops, and
So, Kaz, how did you meet your friend?
Well, how people meet each other. We just can you see the hand? Do you see a hand? Can you see it?
Yes. A
Is it
hand with many eyes.
Yeah. Is there a name that goes along with that hand?
Sure. What are you looking? You just want a name?
Well, if you can't say, for reasons,
No.
we are in a bookstore.
It's a holy name in these parts, commonly known. Yemis is the name, though hasn't been around for a while.
And Juno's gonna laugh. Not really, though. And just look at Cass. And then her smile's gonna just slowly. No, not really, though.
Maybe a little bit.
You know, I feel like we might need to do a private study session, don't you think?
Yeah.
I'm gonna reserve one of those rooms, and I'm gonna arrange for us to go to one of the rooms, and I'm gonna be like, man, this would be a really good time for us to like know where Mercury is. Actually, can I cast Sending?
Sure.
To Thomas. And I'm gonna be like, okay. Hello, Thomas. Found Cass at Lighthouse Bookstore now. Please, Thomas, please, Thomas. And then just gonna end the sending spell with that. Do I get a response from Thomas?
Dear
Juniper. The fuck? On my way. Dropping off some fish. Can't stay long. Please hug her. Or whatever.
I can't send another sending back, but I would say I can't. That's the whole point. So yeah, I'm gonna arrange for us to be up in a special room, and
do you want Alan there or no?
Oh yeah, I want him there.
Okay.
He can't.
So as you guys are getting your room together, a dog runs through the front door of this thing and runs straight up to Cass.
Open my arms wide.
Oh my gosh!
I got seen. There was a dragon. I didn't know it could see me.
Oh, that's okay. That's just Thomas's pigeon. Come on now. You know what to do.
Yeah, and he just runs forward and starts hugging and licking you.
Oh my
just
god!
Like slobber all over your face. You are now sticky. And at this point, Thomas, you get a message. Holy shit, boss! Cass is back.
Cheers! I'm on my way.
Wait, she's at the Lighthouse Bookstore.
Oh, you don't say. All right. Oh my. Oh, I'm always the last to know about things, huh? All right, heading over. Keep an eye on them, please. Thank you.
Yeah, so Mercury flies into the shop and like lands on Juno's shoulder, and then looks at the dog and hisses.
Oh no! He's beautiful and friendly.
Don't hiss at my dog.
Hey, no. I am small and fluffy, and I'm not getting in between this.
We're gonna get pets banned from this tea shop.
Yeah, we need to head upstairs now. I'm gonna leave a note that if Thomas needs us, that I was like, oh, we're expecting a fourth, older silver fox gentleman, not actually a fox. Handsome.
You would need to make that distinction.
Yeah, I would. I just explain, he's a handsome fella. You might know him. He's high priest to him or something. Anyways, he needs to go upstairs. We have his dog. And
it was Pigeon. So you all head upstairs and get to one of the rooms. And You're casting your spell to make this room super secret?
Yep, private sanctum.
Well, how am I going to find it?
Because they know the room that you're going to be in, and you will see that while the area within range is magically secure, sound
I'll
can't
see
pass
that?
through it. You will see. I'll also cast minor illusion, of just a little acute drawing of a fox, like just through the door, and the fox is just kind of like waving.
Is it like, is there a sign and it's doing like sick tricks?
Yeah, it's gonna be a fox folk who has like 9 tails and has like a this new machine called a skateboard, and is flipping upside down, holding onto the ground. Looks very sick.
This is going to be the most confused he's been in a while.
Love it.
All right. Ben.
Okay.
Oh, he's detoured by. Oh dear.
We're good. Keep going.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay. He's detoured by like the closest kitchen or temple or wherever, and just like tossed the fish at them on his way. He's not going to roll up with a bunch of fish.
Sounds good.
That's true.
He's a little damp.
Yeah. So I think we'll just start once you get there, if that's okay.
Yeah.
With everyone. Okay. Cool. So the three of you, Latka, Mercury, and Alum, are all in a room.
Vodka's in my lap.
Laka's amazing. Laka's so great. Can I pet Laka?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mercury's
Thomas,
like-
have you just come in? And just don't recall.
Thomas rolls in, just not a high or anything. Like, I gave him a fish. I hope that doesn't mess with his molecular structure.
Hi, Thomas.
You have no idea how hard it is not to just embrace you right now. Where the bloody hell have you been?
I don't know. Actually.
One of those, huh?
Well,
I've been everywhere.
What I'm worried about is that you have a hanger on. Thomas, you might know her hanger on.
Kazan, don't tell me you've joined the new fad that's sweeping the nation.
What?
You've made a deal with something?
No, of course not.
Yeah, no, just was it a deal? Did you make a deal with is Yemis a they or?
Yeah, that's a very good
Yemis, by the way, Thomas.
Do gods even
Yemis.
have gender?
Yes. And Yemis
Mrs.
technically. What?
According to Blackice, it's Yemis's.
Good to know. Technically, Yemis is typically a they, but it is worth pointing out that they've been appearing in the guise of a little girl. So, historically, when we refer to Yemis as they.
Okay. So yeah, they apparently have a hold of Kaz, and that is very new for me. How new is that for you, Kaz?
Well, so I guess by now you've heard the news. Well, you definitely.
Which news specifically?
Just
Tell me there's no new news.
No, not at all. So way back before I disappeared, I was in a room with the Primarch, Mela, the Ashen One.
Kazan, I'm so sorry about your brother. Bit of a prick, I mean, but you shouldn't have gone down that way.
It's in the past. But after I did that, I kind of needed to get Mela out of there alive, so I did strike a deal. Indeed, I did.
Oh, I was joking. one of Samhain's friends.
Yemis?
A god. A god wanted to.
Well, was this actual Yemis, or is this fake Yemis?
Yes,
Because
it called itself Yemis, but who knows what it really
Because-
might be.
yeah, I'm not making any assumptions that someone has told them about what Yemis, the cool Yemis, is like. So I'm leaving that out. But
What's a cool Yemis? What are you talking about?
the cool Yemis, the Yemis that everyone likes. But is this actually Yemis with the hand and the eyes? Why would Yemis have a hand covered in eyes?
I don't know, but I did try stabbing them, and I stabbed them really, really good, and they healed themselves immediately. So, if not a god, that's definitely something.
Okay.
Okay.
We're cool now.
Let me get this straight. There's a Yemis that everyone likes, and there's a different Yemis that
Oh no, that was over the table.
is distinct. Oh, oops. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say he would be incredibly confused by that conversation.
no,
I
she
believe
was-
that Colin has told you guys about fishy exploration
Okay.
with
Yeah, I don't know if Samhain has told us that, so that's why I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know about that, but I do know that Juno would think like, is this the Yemis that took over when Yemis
Okay.
disappeared, or is this like OG Yemis or not?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
it's supposed to
Is
not-
is are they nice? They kept you away from us for a month. They didn't heal you. They're stopping you from being healed.
If she tried to
Yeah.
stab them, I'm going to assume that it wasn't very nice.
I wouldn't. Nice is not an adjective I would use at all.
Okay.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
You're oh my god. That's how oh my god.
What?
You're the one.
Yeah.
The one who what?
All over.
What?
See, I wasn't planning on meeting with either of you because I didn't want to have to tell you what.
29 people in 30 days.
What? 29 people what?
Wait a second. Would any of these have made the news?
Yeah, this morning.
No, like.
None of them would have made the news here.
Okay.
29 what? This is like a case of bubble, like she's figuring it out, but she's hurriedly trying to block it.
Assassinations.
I'm sorry, I won't. I'm sorry. This is
Kazan?
your
29 assassinations.
Kaz,
What happened?
It was the deal that I made.
okay. Do you want out?
What do they
Yeah.
have on you?
Well, her.
No, I mean, what's the hesitation?
It's not that simple. I made an oath. And they're powerful.
What?
And they're powerful. I made an oath.
Oaths are powerful or Yemis is powerful?
Both.
Okay, that was a stupid question.
If you didn't break the oath, if someone else broke it for you, I'm just kind of glance at Alum a little bit. If
What?
someone else broke it for
No,
you.
What the? Juniper, I am quite fond of you, and I think that you are perhaps the best person that I've met in a good several centuries. But dealing with a creature of that magnitude, that is beyond the pale. And I appreciate that you are very respectfully not directly asking me for that, so that I don't have to directly tell you abso-fucking-no.
Thank you for not telling me directly. Anyways,
I wouldn't ask that any of you put yourself in danger for this. In fact, I wasn't really planning on any of this happening at all, but that's what Juno's very convincing.
I got her by the cloak.
Very tight grip.
You always were the strongest of us.
Juno is Juno's gonna say, well, we're probably gonna have to talk to Solomon about this too. But I have taken objections into account.
Quite right.
And I am going to remember that they were said.
I think at this point, Latka looks up at you, Kaz, and says, is the tall, skinny one refusing to help you? Because if so, I will chew on him.
No need. Just stay here and keep being adorable.
His leg looks like a bone.
Yeah, but you can't. Don't do that. Not now.
No, don't do. He is a friend. But you're so cute. Okay.
We need to talk to Samhain immediately.
Yes, but
No. You made an oath to Yemis. And you all are exactly right. There's more than one Yemis in play now, isn't there?
There is?
Well, there's another creature of great power that is calling itself Yemis and certainly adhering more to the tenets of Yemis than anything we've seen this other creature. Oh, yes. You made an oath to Yemis. So you need to talk to Yemis and see if Yemis will release you from your oath.
I see. Totally. I totally get it.
That is an awesome freaking idea. And if no one objects, I think that's where we end the episode. I think that's just too cool a moment to not end on.
That's really great.
You made an oath to Yemis, so Yemis we need to talk to. Fuck yeah.
That's so cool.
I love this game. I love this group. I love this game. I love this group. Everyone doing okay? Stressful session. We hit a lot of ground covered in the first half and a lot of emotional ground covered in the second half. Is everyone okay? Feeling good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's hand out some experience points.
I feel like I've experienced some things.
It's all
an experience.
Wow. Let's oh boy, let's take a look at these things. Wow. I know how to do these things. Okay, here we go. Okay. First of all, could everyone just take inspiration? Because I think y'all learned stuff about each other. Good. Ooh, I've got a cute picture of a cat. Sorry, got excited by a picture of a cat.
Nice.
I'm capable of focus.
It's 2020. We need all the cat pictures we've got.
Oh my god!
Is it the lowest one of her falling into the box? Yep.
Yes. I joined a subreddit called Illegally Small Cats SM, and it is
no.
literally the only thing keeping me going some days. Okay.
So cute.
Yes, it is. It's very adorable. And these kittens all become cats who are adorable too. Okay. Did you learn something about Magli, his conspirators, or his servants?
Yes.
Yep, I think Kaz now is one of them.
Oh.
We'll
So
see
anytime-
about that.
I mean, we'll see how long that lasts, but for now, yes, I think that's fair. Do you feel that you expressed your character's class, species, or background in a meaningful or impactful way? Please feel free to nominate someone else.
Man, Thomas got
Yeah.
a lot done with those connections and everything.
I agree. Thomas, take that point. Thomas, would you like to nominate Juno?
Actually, I would. I think that she definitely utilized her background in looking through Mella's house that she has access to. I think that I feel like there are a few different things now. I can't think of them because I'm blanking. I feel like can I nominate her for doing the skateboard fox? Because she is a fox.
How
She
could
is
you not?
playing to her species.
How could you not? I mean, I was going to nominate for that if you weren't. Sorry.
Good.
So, good. And then Juno, do you want to nominate Kaz?
Yes, for sure. Kaz is staying true to her oath, which is a huge background detail. So yeah, I would say for sure.
Okay, absolutely. Oaths are powerful to paladins. Anytime they cause problems for them, that is suffering in a good way, dramatic way. Okay, Kaz, did you overcome a meaningful obstacle or impediment to your character? This could be personal growth, knowledge, or defeating something.
I really, really was not intending on meeting up with Juno and Thomas.
Yep. You're going to come back to the city and avoid them. I totally understand that emotionally. And it would not have happened. Sorry, it would have happened. It would have worked out that way, literally, had Juno not had like a belief, just like your belief, that involved seeing Masha Seaborn. Like,
Yep.
that's the only reason. That's like, and what are the dumb odds that that was going to happen? So,
Yeah,
that,
not
yes.
plans.
Juno, did you overcome a meaningful obstacle or impediment to your character?
Well, there are two things possibly. One is that she has pretty much made up in her mind that she is going to try and take on a god. But she hasn't done that yet. Another thing is the reading Mella's secret diary.
I agree.
Was definitely an obstacle.
I agree. I think that was wonderful. Thomas, did you overcome an obstacle?
Yeah, he did. His instincts were very strong to either start a fight or start an unpleasant aspect of their conversation or something to basically cause Alden Quick Eyes to break things off with him so that he wouldn't have to admit that he's attached to him and he wouldn't have to sit around worrying that he was out there getting hurt. But he decided to basically not sever their relationship, even though it's going to be pretty much a constant stressor.
I will tell you, you and Alden are very related because he had the exact same thoughts.
Oh, God.
This close to being like, I should do something horrible so that he'll dump me, and then he can be free to care about other people and not be worried about me all the time. And yeah, so yes, take that point.
Ironically, if he had done so, Thomas would have immediately recognized it and realized, oh no, he actually cares about me because this is what I do.
Yep, of course.
I've seen this movie before. What's a movie?
It was a play. Okay, let's check in on those beliefs. Did you work towards or accomplish your belief, Juno? And what was it?
Yes, I was taking steps to see if the wasting sickness is magical in nature by contacting Masha Seasorn.
Great. Consider that a success. Beautiful. Mark that experience point. And Thomas, did you work towards or accomplish your belief?
Yes, I was able to make contact with his patron, who I'm still a little uncomfortable calling the chain just because like it's so severe and they don't like it anymore, or he doesn't like it anymore. Oh no, I never asked my patron's pronouns. Oh no. We're like several months in.
No. You did, he, him, you just forgot.
Okay, cool. We now know the status of the creature he's containing that I also consistently forget the name of, even though Third Day Game has also,
We don't have a name yet.
The Kraken?
Oh,
Yeah,
the
that was
Kraken. Sometimes have I been calling it the Kraken? Okay.
Yeah.
Something like that. But we know the status of that, and it's not a good status, but he was able to check in with him and kind of see that he's safe and realize that they need to start anti-krakening things.
We'll see how that
There's
goes.
a lot to do.
It'll be a lot. And Kaz, what was your belief, and did you work towards it and or accomplish it?
Wanted to work towards breaking the curse, and we kind of are, but because there's a whole other obstacle in the way now.
Yeah, you got that whole Yemis problem.
That's quest.
Fine.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Beautiful. Correct me if I'm wrong, but does that mean that everyone who's here tonight, obviously, got every single one of their points? Then why doesn't everyone take a bonus point for being completionist?
Oh my gosh.
So we'll call that 5 points all around. And Samhain, despite not being here, will toss 5 points that way as well, of course, because, you can't control when you're absent sometimes, and that is totally reasonable. No one should be... I don't want to penalize people for being absent. Actually, one of my other groups had a brilliant idea, which I have no idea... It was just brilliant. Nika from Sunday... we're looking at moving to a belief system for them for leveling as well, and she had the idea of making the points communal, changing the number rather than being individual, but you each get personal beliefs that you work towards that add to the pool, and then your group beliefs add to the group pool, and then the group all levels, and that gets rid of the individual leveling problem.
Interesting.
But you're still all working together. And I thought that was a kind of really cool and interesting idea, so we may look at that.
That's really innovative. I like that.
Yeah, go Nika. She's a badass. Nika, I know you're not watching, but I just want you to know that right now, I am calling you a badass because you kick ass. So, it's that. Okay. Good stuff, team. All around awesomeness. That feel good, everyone? Oh, man, it's so good to see you guys and play again. I missed you guys.
Yes.
And we'll be back next week.
Yes.
So good. If you enjoyed the stream, please like our stuff, follow our stuff, check out some of our other shows. We've got shows every Monday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Some of these people are in some of those other shows. It's pretty cool. And you should check them out. We have a good time here, and we like this sort of thing. So please follow us. Then, if you can, try to find a way to support people who are less well off than you. That's really key. That's more important even than following us. Please, we're not that important. But yeah, look for a way to support people who are less well off than you. They're all over the place and they're cool, and we should find a way to support that. Be that people who are BIMPOC or LGBTQIA+, or just economically disadvantaged or suffering from some disease or other. Right now, a lot of my energy is going towards fighting California fires and supporting firefighters, because California is on fire and I live here. So I'm doing my best to help that right now. Some small things, some big things, some personal things, some systemic things, but you do what you can. And so from that perspective, please take care of each other. And of course, how could I ever possibly end a stream without saying our most important and vital message to everyone in the world? And that is, never forget, always remember to call your cat and feed your mom. Bye.
Bye.